Rachel Kalapadu, and I'm here with Dr. Vish Kalapadu for my final meteorology project, and he survived an extreme weather condition. So, what extreme weather condition did you survive?
I survived Hurricane Ike that came through Houston in 2008.
Oh, was it as you expected?
I think so. Having lived in Houston most of my life, I've been through a few hurricanes, and I think those experiences prepared me well for Hurricane Ike.
Yeah, okay. So did you know about it in advance?
Yes, I think science and meteorology has really, as I'm sure you all have been studying, have really made impressive strides through the future, in the past. And there was a lot of weather forecasting and warnings that the hurricane was coming, so the community knew about it well in advance.
Yeah. Oh, so how did you prepare?
Well, there were two things I had to prepare for. One was obviously to make sure that my family was safe and secure. So we had to make sure that you and your sister and your mother were in a safe place, and make sure the house was taken care of. The second part of preparing was to prepare to go to the hospital, because actually during the storm I was at the Christie St. Catherine Hospital, where I had to help take care of patients that couldn't leave or transfer out of the hospital, and new ones that would be coming in.
Yeah. Oh, so do you have a special role in it?
Yeah, so the hospital had two teams. They called them simply Team A and Team B. I was part of Team A. The Team A members consisted of providers, which means physicians or other nurses, assistants, other support staff in the hospital that stayed actually in the hospital during the storm. And then Team B would come to the hospital and relieve Team A members so we could go home. Team A we had to assess who was the sickest patients that couldn't survive, or it would be too dangerous to move to another hospital. We moved some people to College Station or Temple and other places, and then we had to take care of those patients who couldn't make that transfer, so people in the intensive care units and things like that.
Okay.
But the team, sorry to catch up, but the Team B members, actually some of them, it took a long time to come back to the hospital because the hurricane damaged roads, and they couldn't answer their phones, the electricity was out and things like that. So we actually had to stay a little longer than we thought.
Oh, okay. So was the experience kind of frightening, or did you think was everyone just pretty calm?
That's a good question. Like I said before, because I've been through hurricanes, I think I sort of knew what to expect. But also, part of being a physician is understanding and expecting and trying to remain calm under stressful circumstances. So we learn to prepare for emergencies and what to do in an emergency. So even if things are not going as you might think, you always have to maintain a clear mind about what to do and what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. So did it go by slowly or quickly?
I think the actual storm seemed to go, it felt like a little slow, but when you're in the hospital taking care of patients and there's always an emergency or something going on, time goes by pretty fast.
Okay. So afterwards, did it come back to you as a blur, or?
I think the lessons and the experiences that I encountered and that I went through during the storm have stayed with me. It does feel like a long time ago, but what happened and the camaraderie I felt at the hospital, working together as a team, people pulling together and sacrificing things, and for the patients that were there, it was a nice. It's a nice feeling, and knowing that I was a part of something that like that is a good feeling. So I'll always remember that.
Okay, so was it a big hurricane, like a big deal, a small deal, or a medium-sized deal?
I think fortunately for the Katy community, it wasn't a big, devastating hurricane. It was inconvenient to a lot of people because the electricity was out for a while, and things like that. And actually, our house was actually pretty good after a while. We actually helped take care of a house and people that the electricity was out for a couple of days. But for the hospital, it was a big deal because we had to move people out of the hospital and have people coming to our hospital from other places that didn't have electricity still for a while. So not only did we take back our patients that we shipped out, but we also took care of like patients from Clear Lake and things like that, whose hospitals didn't have their backup generators and things like that.
Okay, and now, like today, would you do something differently? Like, as if they told you you have to do the same thing all over again?
Well, if a medical emergency happened or extreme weather condition happened again, I would do the same thing, which is be available to my hospital and my community. Right now, I'm the chief of staff, which means I'm in charge of the physician. So part of being a leader in a hospital setting or any kind of setting is to be available when there's a dangerous situation. So I would do the same thing. You never know what kinds of things you'll be called to do. For instance, I'll tell you a quick story. Because the electricity was out at the other hospital, even at one point the backup electricity also went out, and we literally had to bag, we say bag, but we had to manually pump bags that were helping patients who had a breathing tube, because we couldn't have the electricity there for a while until it came on. So you never know what kinds of things you'll be asked to do, whether it's instructing somebody and managing patients or doing things yourself. So that's an important part of surviving these extreme weather conditions. There's a lot of sacrifice and just doing what's right for somebody else who's worse off than you.
Okay, and